Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, if you guys, is another episode of LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Now, yes, today's a big day, and no, we are not doing the next episode of The Force Awakens. That will be very, very soon, trust me. But today is actually April 5th, 2023, and you know what that means if you've been following this game or you just know through osmosis, I guess. LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, the game you are seeing right now, is 1 year old today. What a friggin' journey, man. Pretty crazy. Now, this is going to be kind of a more informal, should you buy video. Should you buy LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga in 2023, 1 year after its release? There's the Death Star. But short answer, yes, obviously. I mean, duh. But we're going to get into that. So, right now, of course, I'm playing as Rey Skywalker. Now, this is not the Rey Skywalker version. It's just Rey from The Rise of Skywalker. And Captain Rex over here from the prequels. So, we have a little bit of a mix-max here. We are playing on the planet of Ahch-To from The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, a sequel trilogy planet. As you guys know, the sequels are my favorite. And that's one of the better things about this game, is that you can play any trilogy you want. Of course, right, you can play the prequel trilogy, episode 1, 2, 3, the originals, 4, 5, 6, and the sequels, 7, 8, 9. Now, that's what's really cool, is that you can start with episode 1, The Phantom Menace, or episode 4, A New Hope, or episode 7, The Force Awakens, which is really cool. So, it gives you that player choice, which is really nice. Now, the graphics, of course, I'm playing this on a base Xbox One model from 2013, so obviously on my TV this isn't that great. If I put this game on my Xbox Series X upstairs, yeah, it looks pretty effing great. Now, before I get into negatives, of course there are seemingly an infinite number of positives with this game. One is, of course, the open world hubs, right? This is a game where I guess I should start with, ever since I was, maybe 12, 13, when I first started getting into Star Wars, first, I guess, allowed to watch it, I was very much, oh man, wouldn't that be cool if we got like an open world Star Wars game where you could go anywhere in the galaxy, and Battlefront, the older Battlefront games, and I guess the new one, they kind of do that where you can go to these different locations, but, you're killing people on them, it's a shooter. Then you get The Force Unleashed, and you had LEGO Star Wars Complete Saga, Force Awakens, and all that, and they kind of touched the surface, but this was really the first game, and I guess Jedi Fallen Order did it as well, but that game's kind of limited too. This is the first game where you can say to yourself, I want to go here, I'll bring up the map here. You can go, I want to go to Ahch-To. Okay, well, there. I want to go to Exegol. Okay. I want to go to Coruscant, or Takodana, or Mustafar, Dagobah, Dakar, Tatooine, Kamino, Kijimi. Well, you can't go to Kijimi. It's just the space. Whatever. Cantonica, Yavin 4, Kashyyyk, Geonosis. I mean, you basically name it, except for, I guess, like Felucia. You can essentially go to every planet, and I guess Starkiller Base. So there's a few exceptions. But for the most part, you can go to every friggin' planet. And it's not like a tiny baby thing. You can, of course, you guys have seen gameplay right on my channel and whatever. It's been a year now. But these hub worlds are no friggin' joke. They are gigantic in scope. They are fun to not only just, do quests in and unlock characters and ships and collectibles. They're fun to just roam around, at least in my opinion. They're fun to just roam around. Like, I 100%ed this hub of Ahch-To. I did everything. But I still go here and just watch the waters, and I listen to the music, and I take in the caretakers, and I just roleplay, or whatever, It's fun, in my opinion, just to run around these gigantic open-world hubs and truly immerse myself in the Star Wars canon. Now, yeah, it's a LEGO game, but as you can see, this is the best graphics I've ever seen in a Star Wars game, period. Jedi Fallen Order looks great. Battlefront 2 looks great. But nothing beats this game. And I'm not saying that because I love LEGO. I'm not saying that because I'm biased. It's my true opinion. I think this game is the best-looking LEGO game and the best-looking Star Wars game to ever be created. Now, this is obviously the best LEGO game of all time, again, in my opinion. This is also the best Star Wars game I've ever played. I've played almost every Star Wars game that has been made, for the most part, right? Can't say I played them all, but I've played a lot of them, and this is my favorite. I think the content is phenomenal, the graphics, the frame rate is great. Now that's gonna again, I have a few negatives on that, but the fact that you can go to all these planets is freaking awesome. The fact you can unlock over, 200, 400 characters in this game, from not only the Skywalker Saga, but you can play as, Ezra Bridger, Kanan Jarrus, whatever, Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Obi-Wan TV show. So there's some people in there that are, you play as Mandalorian, stuff like that. Grand Admiral Thrawn. There's characters from the Andor show, the Clone Wars. Sadly, there's no one from Resistance, which is, in my opinion, a very underrated show with Kaz and all that. Maybe one day. I can only hope. You get an infinite, seemingly amount of ships, right? You can play as the ships in this game. And yes, there are space segments where you can, freely roam around space. It's really cool. There's an RPG-light element, right, where you can kind of collect studs and kyber bricks, which is like the, mix of gold bricks, and you can then unlock certain abilities in the skill tree. And say, for example, Bounty Hunter here, or let me go to, villain. I'm halfway done with that. I can spend, I only have 3 kyber bricks and I need 8, but you can have extra ammo. It says weapons found in weapon drop crates carry more ammo, allowing them to be used for longer. So you can, it's not that hard of a game, obviously, because I wouldn't call this a kid's game, because it's not, because more adults play it than kids, let's be honest, but kids do play it. So you can't make it too hard for a kid, but you can't make it too easy for a teen or an adult. So I think they struck a really good balance, as they do in every LEGO game. But here you can track your progress, your side missions, puzzles, trials, whatever. Here you can select the movie, so you got the Phantom Menace, each with their own really cool diorama, which is really cool. Of course, all made out of LEGO, which is really awesome. So there's all of that, which, again, it really brings you into the fun and funny aspect. Because, again, it's a Star Wars game, but it's a LEGO version of that, of these events, of episodes 1 to 9. So obviously they cover all the major deaths and the major things that happen in all 9 films, but they do it in such a really awesome and funny, unique way that it really sets itself apart from, other Star Wars games and all of that, which is really, really cool. So yeah, you've got all 9 films, you've got hints and extras, you can do the studs. They also did the I don't know where it is. Oh, Mumble Mode. So, the older LEGO games from, like, LEGO Star Wars, the video game, all the way until, I believe, like, LEGO Pirates or LEGO Star Wars 3. Basically, LEGO Batman 2 in 2012 replaced all the, the pantomime crap with voices. And in this game, they actually gave you Mumble Mode. So you can play through the entire campaign with Mumble Mode on. It's not perfect, they just kind of, not a whole lot of effort was made, but, it's there. So it's not really a negative. I'm glad they added that. So again, man, if you love the prequels, originals, or sequels the best, if you're like me, who, obviously, you go on Twitter, there's just a butt ton of hate online. It's pretty freaking nuts. I'm a rare Star Wars fan. I like to consider myself a real fan, in a sense that I have some negatives, especially toward the prequel trilogy, in far as acting and writing, but generally and genuinely, I love everything Star Wars, right? The books, the video games, the comics, the animated shows, live action shows, the movies. I love it all. And the fact that this is a game where you can celebrate the entire Skywalker saga, and this isn't, everything in Star Wars, but, 1 through 9 is a pretty big part of that canon, and, I'm not here going, oh, the sequels, I'm not playing the sequels, none of these rejects online, which, all they do is they live to hate the sequels, or they live to hate the prequels. I genuinely love all 3 trilogies, and it was a friggin' blast to play through all 9 films, and, again, no hate here. I have some problems with the movies, especially, like I said, the prequel trilogy, but, that will never take away my love for the prequel trilogy, or the originals, or the sequels, whatever. So it's I'm a very rare fan. You see a lot of biatching online where it's like, oh, this is horrible, and it needs to be retconned. It's just, Star Wars, a lot of Star Wars fans are racist and sexist, and just horrible, shitty people, and not all of them, right? I don't want to typecast that and say, all Star Wars fans are horrible people, but a lot of them are, okay? Let's not kid ourselves, and I consider myself one of those fans that, I am not any of those things. I love Star Wars. You know what I mean? It's my second favorite franchise of all time. I will never hate it. I will never hate it. That's just how it's gonna go. So I guess, hey, if you want to subscribe to my channel, hey, I don't hate on Star Wars. I'm never gonna make clickbait saying this is awful or anything. So, I just wanted to kind of put that out there. This is coming from a person who loves everything Star Wars. There's no hate in my metachlorians, I guess. But, so as far as positives, again, it's just the combat is great, right? The camera angle is new. You turn to Captain Rex here, you've got new aiming. So now you're actually holding the left trigger, and you're pressing the right trigger to aim. There's recoil. There's, these cool little dodge moves, right? There's new combo advantages in combat. There's space combat. In the space, the dog fights in space are very well done. There's just so much to do in this game. The content, it's not only a little overwhelming at times, it's also encompassing of Star Wars. If you're like, oh, yeah, it's cool, you can play through all 9 movies, but, can you freely travel in space? Yeah, you can, There's a new robust combat system, new shooting mechanics, a cover system, multi-build system, which was in other LEGO games. So it's just a complete package of Star Wars goodness. And again, it's really, really hard for me to come up with negatives. I have some. But I was kind of searching the bottom of the barrel here because I'm like, I can't think of any. So we're going to go to another planet here. While this is, I am on my Xbox One, so excuse the trash loading, which you're going to see here. But we're going to go to, I don't know, where should we go? We're going to go to, I guess we'll go to Coruscant. Why not? Should we go to the Federal District or the Skuru District? We're going to go to Federal. So here I'm in my, I believe that is a Y-Wing from the sequels, I want to think. So now we're leaving Octo, and if you notice, this is like your loading screen, of course. We're not going to go to space because I chose just to go to the planet, but you can choose to go to space and then manually go down to the planet, which is pretty friggin' awesome. On Series X, the loading is very, very fast. Again, I'm on an Xbox One 2013 model. It's going to take a minute. But, yeah, as far as positives, man, again, it's really funny, really action-packed. The fact that they kind of, changed the LEGO game formula, and they also integrated it very well. Just the loading screens, the fact that you're flying in, it's not just like a jump cut. Like, there's a really smooth camera angle. Everything about this game, for the most part, is flawless. They executed it. If you're a Star Wars fan, you have to stop saying, oh, it's for babies, or oh, Lego's for children, or all those dumb excuses, because it's objectively not. And if you're still thinking like that, you got to change your mindset real friggin' quick, because this game is beautiful. If you're a Star Wars fan, you owe it to yourself to play this game. 110%, you owe it. It's a pretty much flawless video game. And if you're a Star Wars fan like myself, it's the perfect package, the combat's great. Everything about this game rules. Now, you can say, oh, well, I didn't really want it because of the I guess, sweatshop levels of crunching at TT Games, and the fact that the marketing was so horrendous, and it got delayed X amount of times. And yeah, I was there. I covered it on my channel, right? The marketing for this game was dog cheeks, right? It was bantha poodoo. No good. The reviews were good, of course, but, leading up to that, especially me, who was covering this on my channel, being such a hardcore LEGO fan and a hardcore Star Wars fan, this was, how do you stop doing that, Like, what's the point? Because they clearly don't care, so it's like, why should I type thing? I'm going to deactivate this real quick. It was just showing bubbles on the screen. That was for me, collectible. But, yeah, so the marketing, it just wasn't good. And that's not to say the game is bad, because this is, like I was saying, it's obviously my favorite Star Wars games and LEGO game of all time. It's just pretty much flawless. But the wait was pretty brutal, man. The marketing was trash. They handled it really poorly. They were I remember there were cases on Twitter where TT Games, I would ask them a question, hey, is it delayed? And they'd be like, NDA, and I get it. They couldn't tell you, but they handled it really, really immaturely. And I know, I might have acted immature. I'm not going to say I didn't. There were a lot of fans that were worse than me, sending hate. I never sent hate. I called them out on their BS, but I never said, you're a horrible person or you have to die. I'm not an evil person. But it is very much a case where I was looking at it and I'm like, you guys could have handled that really, really differently. So this is not going to, of course, foster into the rating of this game, but it has to be mentioned because the marketing of this game, the way they handled it, not too good. But that leaves me on to the negatives of this game, which is, of course, obviously you should buy it 110% as soon as you can, whether on your Xbox One, PS4, PS5, Series X, Switch, whatever. There aren't a whole lot of negatives, but I have to mention them. So we got to start with the voice acting. Okay, now I know this is coming from a guy, me, who does voice acting, right? Not for a living, I wish. That's my ultimate goal in life, to be a voice actor, but I am getting roles for YouTube, which I'll talk about, so I am doing things, not for money, but I'm doing things, and I can do over 45 voices, and I'm going to have a video on that, a YouTube short, actually, very soon. Why can't I shoot that? Oh, I see, okay, it was giving out pop. But, so I can tell if a voice, I'm not saying I'm the best voice actor ever, but I can say I'm pretty good. I'm better than half of them out there, I can tell you. Because a lot of the voice actors out there, briefly, they do a million voices, but they all sound the same, and you can tell. Like D. Bradley Baker, oh, cool, he voices the clones, but I can tell when he voices anyone else, because it just sounds like him. You can't tell my Jack Sparrow from my Ben Solo, you know what I mean? And I'm going to have a video on that soon, but this isn't a voice acting video, I just had to mention, but The voice acting in this game can range from good to downright garbage. For example, you have for the prequel trilogy, right? You have a lot of the characters from the Clone Wars show, like Matt Latner as Anakin Skywalker, James Arnold Taylor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, me personally, I don't think he is a good Obi-Wan. I don't think it's a good voice. I'm not saying I can do better, but it definitely is, it's a hit and miss for me. I'm not saying he's objectively bad, but I don't think he's a very good Obi-Wan. The Yoda, also not the best. I think I'm a better Yoda, but, whatever. I don't want to, I hate saying that and then not doing the voice because I don't want this to be a voice acting video. If you want me to do voices, I will do that soon. But I just have to mention it. So for me, some of the voices weren't too good. Prequels, it's not really a case that they're bad. It's just I don't think they're the best. Originals, it's kind of hard to mess up Luke and Leia. I think Leia's actually really good. I think Luke is okay. There's a few things like that. Qui-Gon, again, the voice of Yoda, Tom Kane, not good. I know Tom Kane has this big problem where he can't speak, I don't think, which is horrible, but I don't think he's a good Qui-Gon either. And then that leads to the sequels, which is a bummer for me, because they're my favorite trilogy and my favorite series of films in all time, and that leads me to Finn. Now, I gotta be dead honest, alright? Rey Skywalker, Rey Palpatine, whatever, Rey, she's okay. She does sound a bit like she's chugging testosterone. Because she's like, oh, it's this for the first order. You know what I mean? It's not that bad, but, Rey doesn't sound like that in the movies. She is, of course, she sounds like a woman. In this, it's okay, but it's like, oh, I can use this for the first order. I bet no, I'll give it to Uncle, a Finn. Ghost, false ghost, it's like that. Finn, now, again, I'm not racist, so don't twist my words and be a loser, but Finn in the sequels doesn't sound like how he's like this. He just, I don't know how to word it, but he sounds like a black dude. And that's not racist. It's just true. He has that inflammation of his voice where Finn doesn't sound like that. Finn sounds like a white dude, which is weird, but that's how he sounds. You know what I mean? This isn't a race thing. It's objective facts. So this, the Finn voice actor was trying. It's not bad, but I do think that it could have been a little better. Kylo Ren. Oh boy, this is no bueno. So he sounds okay with the helmet on, because you can't muck that up. But, there's instances where, and you're going to see it when I record more sequel trilogy content, it's bad. Like, I don't know, like, the Battlefront 2 voice actor's okay, I guess. But this, it sounds like they just got a hobo off the street and said, hey, Kylo Ren? Sure. Can you voice him? Sure. Okay, voice him. Okay. That's what it was. Like, again, I'm not going to do any voices in this because I don't want to turn this into a voice acting video. But I'll back this up in the future when I record more dialogue. But the voice acting for the sequels, man, it is not good. And the bad part about it is that it really takes you out of the moment. Like when Rey and Kylo are fighting on Kef Bir in The Rise of Skywalker, Rey's just like, oh, get you, Ben! And then Ben's just like, hello, Rey. It's like, stop it. You know what I mean? It's not good. Like, he's like, I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. And I go, I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. It's just, my voice is leagues better than this guy. And I know I'm just a dude, they don't know about me. But, it's just for a guy that does voices like myself, it can be kind of cringy and it can take you out of the moment. For the average player, I don't really think it'll be that big of an issue, unless you're nitpicking like myself. But again, as a person that loves doing voices and can do them well, not to toot my own horn, but I can acknowledge that is a strength of mine. It is something to be aware of. Now, another negative is the frame rate. So we're going to go into the options here, right? And we're going to go to this. No, we're not. We're going to go to I don't know, accessibility maybe? No, I don't know where the hell it is. It's audio. That's not it. That's right. I'm playing on Xbox One. On my Series X, there's an option to play at 30 FPS, and it will look really, really good, like 4K 30, or you can choose to play the game at 60 FPS, which will not look as good. It bumps the resolution down a little bit, but it will play at a smooth 60 frames per second. Now, obviously, I bought my Series X, and I bought this game for the Series X to play 60 FPS. Right? Basically, 60 FPS is a lot smoother. It's hard to get into technical stuff, but, if you're a gamer, you know what I'm talking about. And in this, I was like, oh, cool, we're going to play at 60 FPS and all that, and it was fun for a little bit. And then I got to the hub worlds. Now, we're going to pull up Aegon Kloss, for example, Yavin 4, Takodana, Octo, Kashyyyk. There's plenty. Basically, any planet with like greenery or an excessive amount of trees or flora, fauna, whatever, any type of nature, woodland type of hub world. When you were playing 60 FPS, again, I can't really showcase this on here because it doesn't really occur here. It's only on Series X, but take my word for it. It's on YouTube. I showcase it. When you're on planets like Takodana or Kashyyyk or Dakar or what Yavin 4, any type of planet like that, whenever you're playing 60 FPS, the game decides to have a party in the sky. And it's like, I'm not prone to seizures, but literally, I'm not kidding, the sky flickers. Like, imagine the sky here, and imagine, like, a party, just blinking white flashing lights, basically seizure-inducing lights, and that's what this game has. Now, I brought it to the attention of TT Games. I brought it to the attention of, WB everyone. I was saying, look, your game is flat-out broken when you play at 60 FPS. Now, not everyone has this echo kill shot. Makes fun of me and says, I don't have it. Huh? You got a bad Xbox. It's not my Xbox. It's the effing game. So, TT Games, I know you're not going to watch this, and I know you don't care. You would have fixed it already. Just fix your damn game. All right? I paid money to play a certain version of this game, and the certain version I paid for doesn't work properly. It's very distracting. The sky goes crazy. In fact, I even called this game Lego Star Wars the Skyflicker Saga, because this game, it's literally bad. Like, Exegol's supposed to have flashing lights, because that's the planet. When you're playing on Takodana, and you're just, slowly turning the camera, you're running around doing quests, or you're just running around the sky and the trees, it flickers so bad, I stopped playing the game. I literally put the game down for months on end. I wanted to play it so bad, but I just chose not to. Now, I found a way to work around this, right? If you're playing on Series X and you have my issue, just switch the game to 30 FPS. That's all you got to do. It will not run as smooth, but the 30 FPS is smooth, but it's not 60. However, the game will look better. So there you go. It's a shame that TT Games did not fix this. There's a lot of things in this game they actually did not fix. And Sky Flicker is it's one of those things, man. It really, really sucks because it bumped the score down a big number. So be aware, if you're playing this game on an Xbox Series X, 60 FPS mode, if you're having any sort of trouble, just be aware, switch it to 30 and you should be fine. That is not something I want to do, but is something I had to do in order to properly enjoy this title. Because other than that, the Skyflicker is an objective bad thing. The voice acting is subjective. I like to say Kylo Ren and Rey and Finn are objectively bad because they just don't sound good. A lot of it is subjective, of course. Like I said, I'm a voice guy, so I could tell. But that Skyflicker, man, is really bad. There's also a case where they just make stupid stuff happen. Like Rey Skywalker's lightsaber, her yellow saber, was like really short. Or there's little glitches like that. You fall through the ground. Stuff that can be patched out and did get patched. And then you have stuff like Captain Rex, which is known for his blue blaster bolts, right? It's even on the marketing image. I went to grade school. Okay, I'm in college. I want everyone to answer the simple question. What color is this? What color is this? This is not red. Or excuse me, this is not blue, is it? No, it's red. Idiots. They market this game. Please spend your money on our DLC packs. And then they put Captain Rex shooting a blue blaster bolt on the pack saying, give us your money. And then they mess this up. And it's been months, and they still haven't fixed it, right? So there's little things like that, which are just stupid inconsistencies where it's like, why aren't you fixing this? Why aren't you on top of this? Obviously, TT Games are known for making really good AAA games, but they're not known for their good communication, they're not known for their good marketing, and they're certainly not known for fixing their shit, okay? Let's just be honest. They like to leave things broken, and that's a sad case with this game as well. Again, these little dumb things, they could have made it 10 times better. Get some better voice actors. Fix your stupid inconsistencies. Please fix the frame rate flicker on Series X. So yeah, there's some negatives you got to be aware of. But overall, this game, no matter what console you're playing as, especially on Series X, man, even on 30 FPS mode, it's smooth as butter. It is so smooth, man. It's a fun game. It's a funny game. It's got tons of content. If you're a fan of Star Wars like myself, and there's no hate in my heart. Where you see people on Reddit saying, "I'm not playing the sequels." Okay, well, you're a freaking loser. You know what I mean? I'm not playing Episode 2, The Attack of the Clones. Okay, well, you're a freaking loser. You're not only missing out on quality content, you're just you're just saying that you're an idiot online. You know what I mean? You don't have to love every movie. But don't go that far. That's a whole video topic as itself, as well as my voices, which I will be making that. But hope you guys, enjoyed this little video. Again, I try not to be too long, but I wanted to go in depth and just say, look, the marketing was bad. There's some issues, but there's some issues with the game. But this game overall is a very, very in depth. I mean, it's by far the best Star Wars game I've ever played. It has beautiful open world hubs. It has really fun missions. The replayability is through the roof because you can replay every mission you want in story and free play as many times as you want. You can also explore the hub worlds in space and on the ground, as I'm doing here, as many times as you want, and just immerse yourself in the Star Wars galaxy that is just a blast for all ages. So happy anniversary, happy 1-year anniversary to, in my opinion, the greatest LEGO game and the greatest Star Wars game ever created so far, LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. It is not without its flaws, but it certainly is.
You're going to try and run away this time, right?
Hey, too soon. And no, I'm not going to try and run off with Crooks again.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever. It is not only it's just a flawless, almost game. So if I were to rate this game from a 0 to 10, with those issues, I'd probably give it a 9. Because, look, the little inconsistencies like the blaster bolts and the whatever, it's a negative, but it's nothing too bad. You know what I mean? It's something you go, oh, that sucks, and then you move on with your day. Really, the biggest issue is that sky flicker on my Series X, and the fact that it is so bad I stopped playing, and the fact they didn't fix it or address it. Other people have it. It's not just me. It's not my console. I swear to God, other people have it. Do some research online. It's there. So that is one of the main reasons why this is not a perfect 10. Because if this game was good, if the flicker wasn't there and I was able to play at 60 FPS, this would easily be a 10 out of 10 product. So, other than that, though, I really love it. I am going to be making more content. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry. I have schoolwork. I have, the fact that I can react to things now. So, I got a lot of content coming up, including this. So, trust me, I didn't forget. Still happening. Thank you for being patient. It's on the way. Thank you guys for watching. Again, make sure to tell me what you think about LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. So look, all in all, if you're a fan of LEGO, if you're a fan of Star Wars, if you love the prequels, originals, sequels, or just love them all like myself and just enjoy the franchise of Star Wars, this game is probably on sale. It's not that expensive now, and it is 110% worth a buy 1 year later in 2023. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you.